Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. I hope you are well. If you have been guided to this reading, this video, I hope that there's something here that I'll be able to tap into to be able to offer you guidance and insight regarding your situation, your connection. So I'm focusing on the question, does your person still think of you? This is for love connections. Definitely in separation, more than likely in no contact or very little interaction. So these are the 3 decks that I'll be using for this particular one. 3 of my self-created decks, the Silhouettes deck, Scenarios, which is very similar to a tarot deck. It's got upright and reverse interpretations. So we'll see what comes through, and then I'll clarify everything with my Illuminated Star Tarot. General advice as always, so please always keep that in mind throughout the reading and take whatever makes sense for you personally and release the rest. All right, guys, let's get into some insight here for you. Hey there, Scorpio. All right, guys, let's take a look and see what the current energy is for you and the person you're thinking about for this reading. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Current energy. We have a higher power. Okay, so this says, trusting that what's meant for me will come to me, to deliver me from the impossible to the possible, to find the light in my darkness, to find courage through my fears. That could be where you're at right now, Scorpio, especially considering the subject line that we're focusing on, 2 people who are not together, 2 people who are in separation and more than likely in no contact. So this could be you just releasing it, putting it out there, turning it over to the universe. Whatever is truly meant for you will find you. Okay, and maybe that's how this person is feeling as well. Let's see what else. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Scorpio. We have bitterness coming through and a very specific message. So obviously only take it if it pertains to your situation. When someone else lives happily ever after with the one that you love. So timing could have been a factor for some of you guys. Either you're the bitter one or they are, especially if you've already moved on, if you're in another relationship, and maybe there's someone from your past who feels like they missed out. Okay, let's see what else. Current energy for Scorpio. We have Nightfall. There's nothing to be afraid of as long as you're with me. And the reality is we're focusing on connections that are in separation. So they're, in the physical sense anyway, in the 3D, you guys are not together. But maybe they still feel your presence, your energy somehow, especially at night, Maybe they're a night owl and they still feel your vibe. So in a way, you're still a very calming energy for this person. Maybe it allows them to really, go back to this first message. It's like, just trust that if it really is meant to be, you guys will find a way back to each other instead of being really fearful that that might never happen. So they're just trying to be optimistic, I feel. All right, so you could be as well. Let's go ahead and grab the next set of cards here to see what else needs to come through for you, Scorpio. Taking a look at their hidden thoughts when it comes to you, the connection. So these are thoughts, feelings that they don't really want to put out there. They don't want anybody to know, and possibly, including you. They don't want you to know these things. All right, let's grab some cards here. So no doubt they are still thinking of you, especially at night. We see that. We see the introvert card coming through. They're not very talkative at this point in time. It does say internalizes feelings. For now, anyway, they prefer to be alone, possibly because of this, especially for those of you who are in another relationship at this point, and they're really regretful over what played out between the 2 of you. They're feeling alone, or they choose to be single because they see you as the one that got away. And they don't want anybody to know this, so they would prefer to just keep this, to themselves. Yeah, look at this, guys. We've got daffodil, tears, depression, unhappiness. They're completely miserable without you. They've cried over this. They're not in a good headspace because of this. All right, again, a very specific message. It will not apply to everybody. All right, we have knotted, faithful, monogamous, committed partner, wedded bliss. Some of you guys might be married to somebody else and you have an ex-partner here that's coming through, still thinking about you, feeling like they really missed out. They missed out on this type of life with you. Part of the issue as well that might have broken you guys up could have been lines were crossed. You know, this could have something to do with infidelity, right? Third party situations where somebody was already in a committed partnership and lines were crossed, boundaries were crossed, you know, that forbidden fruit energy. Let me grab one more. So this was pretty hurtful when you guys broke up because of something that might have involved other people. Okay. And bottom of the deck, we have seashell. Finding strength despite life's thunderstorms. Unexpected messages from lost loves. Okay. Now, if you represent the lost love here, and this person, obviously they're coming through in this reading thinking about you, you guys might be communicating in the 5D at this time, you know, energetically, certainly. And even in your dreams, you guys might be having pretty vivid experiences when it comes to this person. They are coming through in this reading to let us know that they have lost you. They acknowledge that, but, you know, they're not processing it very well. And the thunderstorm that's mentioned here, for me, it represents, you know, like a tower moment that you guys had that resulted in the separation. I can't help but feel for this particular reading, it's got something to do with a couple, you know, two people who were already together, and then there was this third person that came in and really created some pretty challenging scenarios, you know, very complicated, and more than likely resulted in the breakup, a separation, a tower moment. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look and see with some tarot messages what else we can uncover here. So what they don't want anybody to know is, you know, maybe they're not feeling very confident at all, and they're trying to find the strength, the courage to be able to move on without you, perhaps, you know, just having to accept the fact that you are with somebody else. That could be where that bitterness is. It's a very bitter pill to swallow that they've lost you. And yes, they do still think about you. All right. Look at this, guys. We've got the Ten of Swords. So yeah, failure, collapse, a painful ending. Now, there could also have been marriages, certainly relationships that fell apart as a result of infidelity and trust issues, third parties. In this particular image, we see what could be, you know, like a wedding band right there. Could also be a promise ring for some of you, but it fell apart. Let's see what else we can find out here. We have the Two of Cups, marriage, partnership, mutual attraction. I can't help but feel that for some of you guys, a marriage fell apart. Could have been a divorce, could have been a legal separation, as a result of just the trust issues, the revelation of an affair, something like that. And then we've got the Five of Swords confirming that there was some sort of conflict here, guys. We see that the competition could have had something to do with another person. It was a disruption for sure. We have the Six of Swords transition, leaving behind, releasing baggage. I feel the baggage here has something to do with a love triangle, a hidden affair, you know, something that they are really ashamed of. That could be where the depression and the unhappiness and the tears are coming from. It's like, I can't believe I did this to the person that I love, you know, so they're very regretful. We have the Nine of Cups. I feel the best that they've ever experienced in their life was when you guys were together, and what they would give to be able to have that back. They were most fulfilled when you guys were together. We've got the Six of Pentacles that is followed by the Empress. So Divine Feminine, you are showing up here. You might have been in a relationship with a masculine where this was not possible because of a third person, a third party. Equality, generosity, equal give and take. It can't be equal if you're dividing up that relationship into threes, you know? So Divine Feminine, you could have been married to this person. You could have certainly been maybe in a long-term relationship with this individual. You guys could have started a family. And so I feel this was a pretty devastating experience, and that's confirmed by the Three of Swords right here. See, we've got sorrow, heartbreak, a love triangle. Very painful situation. And so I can't help but feel that we might have had a masculine here who either crossed the line, got into a third party involvement, and now they know that the mistakes that they've made have definitely cost them this beautiful relationship that they once had. Yeah, so they could be single as well at this point, you know, not really wanting to interact with anybody. This was a huge lesson that this person learned. And I can't help but feel, Divine Feminine, that this could have been an ex-partner, could have been an ex-husband as well, you know, that got themselves mixed up in some sort of third-party drama. So there's a lot here that they regret and really wishing that they could go back to undo this because they still love you, they still care for you, and still really wanting to be a part of your life. Bottom of the deck, we do have the King of Cups. This can represent a masculine who now recognizes that, you know, they're not going to win you back, Divine Feminine, unless they're fully invested, unless they're ready and willing to be able to extend their heart fully to you. And I feel with the King of Cups coming through with this devoted, compassionate, emotionally balanced energy, you guys can see it right there, they're ready. You know, maybe they weren't ready before, but it really comes down to what it is that you're wanting to manifest with your masculine, Divine Feminine. Because some of you guys might still be holding on to, you know, some of the bitter experiences and bitter memories, you know. So it really depends on where you're at. But I do feel if two people really want to be together, there's this need to really focus on the healing part of what happened, and maybe given the opportunity to just talk things out. And it could even be professional counseling that's needed for you guys to really get all of the emotions and experiences addressed properly. But it is possible for those of you who are willing to do the work, to put in the effort. But I'm also feeling there are those of you who would prefer to keep this door closed because it was too painful. And so this could be life just wanting you to move forward and to be able to transition away from this to welcome in a new beginning for yourself when it comes to love and romance. All right, guys, if you're interested in your own reading, that info is down below in the description box. I'll go ahead and link the decks down below as well. Thank you so much, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.